Did you poop in your pants?
What are you talking about?
push, baby.
Welcome to KBTI Center. We are joined by the center's very own in-house specialist, our 작가님, Miss
강예리.
강예리 작가님.
How is your 중간고사 so far?
오늘로써 her exam
By the
is
way,
over.
Anya, she has one more today.
Yes,
I
so
did.
that's why I said 오늘로써. 오늘부로. Yeah.
You know what? Look at them. They're like identical
We're
today.
sandwiching,
and we're
Xander.
wearing
They have
same color
both
pants too. Yeah,
beige top,
yeah.
black pants, and they both have the hair tie.
Yes.
아 진짜 신기하다. You guys are like sisters. Just
Oh
kidding.
man, I don't have
You're
a
like
tattoo,
siblings.
but maybe I could draw something.
It's okay. You have the string there. So.
What about you though? Why did you decide to wear white today?
Me?
That is very unusual for you.
Oh, you guys will
personally.
know on my SNS soon.
And you are even wearing bracelet as well.
Is it
Huh?
협찬's?
I think it is.
This T-shirt is from somebody.
I smell 협찬.
It's a gift actually.
Guys, if you guys aren't on YouTube right now, please come along onto our YouTube stream.
I know. I'm so unusual today.
Because, the vibe in the studio is very bright today because all three of us are
Oh,
wearing
because it's
bright
Friday.
colors.
Yay!
Oh yeah!
All right,
Happy
so
Friday.
yeah, TGIF. Every Friday we wrap up the week by making a stop at KBTI Center. So what is KBTI Center?
The KBTI Center, yes, is where we study the personalities of several K-pop idols and artists and anyone involved in the industry in our attempt to become more well-versed K-pop experts.
Okay.
And today we're studying about, you mentioned Hyorin, and I'm so curious, what is her MBTI?
Hyorin's MBTI is, she's very, very strong ESFP, which we haven't studied yet.
I have
네.
I'm not familiar with this type.
ESFP가, they're actually called the celebrity. It's the celebrity MBTI.
Okay.
Oh, that was my
Yeah.
previous MBTI many years ago. I was a celebrity and I changed into ENFJ. Why did I change?
Maybe after you became one, you were like, oh, nope, this is not for me.
Maybe,
Yeah, but I wanted to talk about Hyorin today because she is like at the center of attention right now with her performances on the show Queendom 2.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. Did you?
I have watched her clips, like her performances,
I heard
and
she
they
did
are
really good, right?
amazing. Yeah, so
기대된다.
she is the literal queen, and she's claiming her queendom with such ferocity that we just had to study her, and I wanted to get to know her better. And so, as it usually does with these kinds of things, like Hyorin's been around for a while, but when you know, like these shows kind of they highlight these artists once again, as you mentioned today in the earlier in today's episode, like the 역주행 kind of trend takes over. So people have been taking a lot of interest into her past moments.
Right.
And today I wanted to focus on a moment when, my mask is like crinkling. If you guys hear that, I'm really sorry.
Oh, it's okay. That's a natural ASMR. We
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
So, thank you.
By the way, you know, like they're actually on the news, we are also mentioning again on the 2nd of May, actually, you could actually start not wearing masks outdoors in Korea, South Korea.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Starting from May 2nd, that is one day before my birthday.
You guys are happy, but I'm not happy.
Why?
Because my 동네, there's so many 아저씨 who's like,
Okay, back to speaking about ESFP. Let's go back. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's
Our
cool.
stream of consciousness, man. Okay. And so the moment we'll focus on today is from when she appeared on a radio show with the rest of our sister members in 2014. And in the episode, the members were complaining about Hyorin for a couple of things. They were like, man, you're so weird. And they just kind of listed
did
the
they
things.
say? I'm so
Well, one of
curious.
them was like, 언니 밀당 너무 심하다. Like one
Push
day you're
and pull.
really nice to us, and another time you're like, and then you're nice to us again, and we're like, oh, that was one thing.
Oh,
And then
밀당.
another thing that they mentioned was that she has a very interesting way of thinking about relationships. So before I explain it myself, I want you to take a listen to what they had to say about it.
Okay, I think we have a clip here about Hyorin. Let's listen to it.
자기도 모르게 너무 행복해지면 헤어질 생각을 하게 되잖아요. 이별을 생각하게 되잖아요. 그렇게 헤어졌을 때 왠지
행복해지면 이별을 생각해.
쟤는 그런데요.
진짜 정상적인 차원의 사람이 아니에요, 그 사람은.
처음부터 남자를 만날 때 이미 이별을 생각하고 만나는 애야. 쟤 이상해요. 보통 이별을 생각 안 하고 만나잖아요.
그럼요.
이별을 미리 예상하고 만나요.
아니 그래서 이별을 생각하게 되잖아요. 그래서
그러니까 헤어졌을 때 조금 덜 상처를 받기 위해서 그런다는 말을 하고 싶었던 걸 거예요.
Oh my god, actually I'm the same as her.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
The more
So
you happy become, you want to break up with this other person? Why?
No, they were actually saying that you actually think about breaking up before you even start the relationship. And this is the key factor why I'm still single, by the way, guys.
What?
Yeah, and I totally understand. Because I remember, sometimes, I'll be very honest, 이거는 한국어만 할게요. 괜히 TMI니까. 썸 탈 때는 진짜 미리는 진짜 3년이랑 그런 얘기까지 했어요. Like, 우리 잘 될까? 우리 앞으로 헤어지면 어떡하지? 그때 친구 될 수 있나? 이런 것까지 얘기했거든요. Okay, let's move on to the show. Hyori, yeah, so what she mentioned in the clip is, she like saying that, like, what did you say? She's happy?
So even when she's happy or the happier she gets, like in the back of her mind, she's constantly thinking about, but what can go
그러니까.
wrong? What will happen if things go wrong? How will we break up? What happens if we break up?
That's why I'm single.
Why
I'm
do you
just
guys even
saying.
think about that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I mean,
I don't know.
If you're
Comes
on our
natural,
YouTube stream, like while Sander was talking, Samuel and I, like our eyebrows are getting crinkled
I
and
know,
crinkled. We're
right?
like,
Oh my
what?
god, I feel Hyori. Maybe I still have that celebrity inside me, you
Or
know?
maybe, yeah.
Oh.
Maybe you guys are connecting over that. So, before I lay out what the traits of an ESFP personality type are today. So something a little different than what I usually do. I want you, as in our listeners and the DJs here, to think about what they might be through our discussion that's going to come up now. So as we begin, we're going to as we usually do, we're going to open up this discussion with a debate. And Sam and Sander, can you guys go ahead and read out the scenario for today's debate?
Okay, so you've got someone you met recently catches your attention. You've gone on a few dates and the DTR, what's a DTR moment?
Define the relationship.
Oh,
Come on, guys. Jenny's Bistro workers. You guys have gone
I
over
did not
this.
know about that. Okay, so I almost said the angle. The angel perch on your left shoulder tells you, go for it. He or she's cute. They're nice. They're funny. Everything exactly what you have imagined. And if things don't go perfectly, you can always work through it together.
While the devil sitting on your right shoulder whispers, they seem perfect, but when do they not? Everyone is perfect in the beginning. Why don't we do this? Think of all the things that could possibly go wrong with this relationship.
So we want to ask the listeners, in your case, do you listen to the angel
Or the devil. 자, 좋아하는 사람이 생기면 일단 만나고 본다. 좋으면 됐지. 아니면 아무리 완벽한 사람 같아도 최악의 상황을 미리 생각한다.
맞아요. In Korean saying, 가야지, 해야지. 완벽한 사람이잖아. 악마는 아니야. 처음엔 모두 다 완벽하지. 나중에는 싸우면 어떡해. We are going to listen to a song and come back for this debate. This is Hyorin actually singing from Queendom 2. This is
So what?
Time starts. Now.
당연히 악마 들어야지. You have to listen to the devil.
Even if
You
it
better
sounds like Sam?
Run. Yeah, because you have to prepare yourself. 마음 상처 얼마나 아픈데 미리 대비해야지. 하!
I totally disagree with what you
Sam's like
just
looking at me with
said.
very evil eyes.
The very despising eyes,
Very
actually.
judgmental eyes.
Why do
Why?
you even worry about the things that didn't happen yet? It's all the future that hasn't come yet. So why do you worry about those things?
So you have to listen to
I mean,
Angel
today's
and-
topic we're talking all about focusing on the present. Just focus on the present. Just the feeling that you're falling for this person, and just focus on that. Don't worry about the things that you might break up or with her or him in the future.
People, you know, who
Yeah?
just tune in might think we're like
Fighting.
백분 토론. 정치 얘기하는. Guys, we're TBS EFM, by the way. If you want to politics on the FMC. Yeah, okay. So I don't know, because what
Yeah?
I mean, dude, you have to. Everybody, like we mentioned, 모든 사람 맨 처음에 되게 관리하고 착하게 살지.
Yeah, so?
So after you date for 1 month, 진짜 본 모습을 나와서 그때는 야 이제 한 달 지나니까 나 더 이상 오빠 알겠어 이런 거 안 하고 뭘 먹을래 막 이런 those kind. So you have to prepare for the worst.
I mean, this person cannot be a perfect person, and neither can you, right? It's just imperfect people meeting each other to be perfect.
Let's ask the girl here in the
Yeah?
studio. What do you think, Michelle?
Oh man, I think I'm like
Okay, I
this
mean,
every
since
time.
we are
but-
totally opposite type of people, like, who would you date?
Oh.
Yeah?
Oh.
If you were to date either one of us.
저는 그래도
Good
생각한
What?
사람이 더 나아요.
Really? Why?
Because I'm in between you guys.
Uh-huh.
If I like the person, that's it. That's the final say. If I
Right,
like
right.
someone, I will probably date him. But then I do think about what do I see in him that might become potential problems for us later. Because I'm already thinking of us fighting over that, and I want to win those fights. So I am already already thinking about, oh, if he does this and that ends up with these problems and we have these conflicts, I will probably say this so we can move over it like that. Like, those are the things I'm thinking ahead of, but I don't think those will be conclusive in if I date him or not. I think that's the difference.
미셸이 제일 현명하네 지금.
Okay, no, the thing is like everybody should be like 반반 like Michelle, of course, but me and Sam are trying to be the extreme opposites here. But Sam, let me ask you then. When you meet this person, at first, okay, very good, 완벽하다가 after 1 month later, 와, 이거 진짜 별로다.
그럼 그때 헤어지면 되지.
I mean, that's also the thing you have to embrace about this person. If you like this one.
그럼 투자처럼 미리 알아보고 투자하지 말라야지. 손해하잖아. You're gonna lose.
Wait,
It's
what
an
if you
investment.
think about it and you see that person becoming that person in a month, but you still like that person? Then will you date that person?
Love is blind. Love is blind in conclusion.
That's why it's called love.
Time's up, everybody! Okay, this is just a discussion we have among us, and we want to listen to what our listeners said. The first one from Leveland Dichu, Michelle, want to read for us?
I always think this too. I will invest my time and feelings, and later on, we'll just break up.
Wow.
I will be hurt so bad for sure, though. Ha ha ha.
맞아요.
So is love kind of in the middle then?
Right.
so.
Like we will invest and just break up. But it
Kitty
will
Girl,
hurt.
however, said, I agree with Sam. Don't think about something that haven't happened yet or it will drive you crazy. Kitty Girl, why do you think I'm crazy already?
근데 even if it was a bad relationship in the end, you get to learn at least one lesson from that relationship. So,
That's why Jessica Lima said that I need more friends like Sam.
yeah.
Guys, I think honestly, I'll be very honest before we go on to the part 3. I really think actually YOLO is the best thing right now. If I could choose right now, actually I won't even think anymore. You know why? I'm too old already.
맞아요. 사실 주어진 시간도 인생이 그렇게 길지가 않은데 고민하기에는 너무 시간이 짧습니다.
If you have more thoughts, please let us know.
Yeah, share with us, and we're going to be back to discuss more in part 3. Stay tuned.
Yes. You are listening to K-Ride on TBS EFM 101.3 in Seoul and surrounding areas. I am your energetic and happy to be Friday driver, Samuel.
And I am your worst scenario thinker driver, Alexander. And we're in the Michelle. We're in the Michelle. What's wrong with you? We are in the studio with adjective, please.
Amazing, Michelle.
Wow. 차단. You can listen live with the TBS EFM app or catch our visual radio over YouTube under the same name. So today our question of the day is actually very related to the scenario we're talking about earlier. Before making a decision, are you the type to A, think through every worst case scenario, or B, just go for it?
여러분은 결정을 내리기 전에 어떤 유형의 사람인지를 질문을 드렸습니다. A. 모든 최악의 시나리오를 다 생각하는 신중한 타입, 혹은 B. 정말 즉흥적인 타입.
Michelle, are you a A or B?
She's probably 50-50 from both.
I am.
에이, 모든 사람은
But if you were to choose
아,
one,
근데 꼭 고르자면요? B.
I think it's B, right?
B.
just go
그래, 가보는 게 맞지.
Because I have so much trust in myself that whatever comes up, like I'll get through it. Like that's life. Like I mean, you
I'm
know.
a survivor. That's why your midterm도 잘했잖아요.
그니까.
생각보다 잘 보고 있어요 지금.
오, 좋겠다. Wow. So we have a few answers here from our listeners actually. 5405님, Michelle, want to get this for us?
최악의 시나리오를 살짝 생각해보고 실행에 옮기면 좀 도움이 되죠. 혹시나 잘못되면 대비책이 하나 정도는 있는 거잖아요.
Right, contingency plan all the time. Get ready for the worst.
너무 현명하십니다.
What's contingency?
대비책. And
Plan
Debbie
B.
check, you know the check that is there for Debbie?
Debbie.
Contingency plan, basically.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
Feli says, I choose B. I will deal with what problem will happen because I believe everything can be overcome as long as you're strong and have faith.
Oh,
Go,
this is so
Philly.
너무 좋아.
Yay.
솔직히 I want to be more like a B person from now on.
혹시
I don't
오빠
know.
B형 아니신가요?
Me? 난 O형. Oh. What are you, Sam?
Me? 뭘 것 같아요?
이상형.
주접이네요.
괜찮았다,
3390님께서 점심 메뉴 고민하다가 너무 배고파서 고민 안 하고 그냥 아무데나 들어가서 먹었는데 후회했습니다.
아, 맞아요. 그런 거.
고민을 해보고 결정하는 게 무조건 좋습니다.
먹는 거는 무조건 해야 돼요.
맞아요.
When you eat, right? Because sometimes you just go to any places you eat, you get really dissatisfied.
맞아요.
And you get so angry afterwards.
맞아요. 기분 상할 때가 있죠. 한
진짜.
번씩.
멋지 않아 panda also said, I'll just do it. Better no regret than dealing with the consequence. So that means it's B.
cool.
Oh yeah, I really agree with that.
Right?
I think having regrets is one of my biggest fears.
Right.
So I'd rather just do
No
it.
regrets,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
너무너무 좋아. Guys, keep letting us know. And by the way, also one more question. I'm very curious. This is off topic. 혹시 웨딩 피치 봤던 사람은 손 들어주세요. I don't know. Nobody knows 웨딩 피치 here. 지금
그러니까요.
스튜디오는 쌤이랑 미샤 다 몰라요. 웨딩
맞아요.
피치.
아니 그리고 근데 더 웃긴
어떻게
거는
웨딩
달려라
피치
한이를 갖다 미셸이 모르더라고요.
나도 그거 모르는데.
That's an animation from
달려라
way back.
하니?
So the main character's name is Hani, who's really good at running apparently.
헤이
그래서-
모두들 안녕. 내가 누군지 아니
EXID
이하니다 그거 아니야?
하니.
야 우리
이게
세대 차이
요즘의
있다.
한이네.
어떻게 Michelle is like EXID honey and E honey.
맞아요.
Are you Bonnie honey? Just kidding. All right, guys, we're gonna move back to KBTI. Bonnie honey 몰라?
본의 아니가 뭐야?
No,
No, just kidding. I know.
깜짝이야.
알지.
KBTI
Moving on.
Center. We're gonna go back to our debate or Hyori.
Yeah. So, did you guys have anything to add on about our debate before I try to wrap it up with my amazing wrap it upness?
Honestly, my conclusion is I'm gonna be listening to the angel from now on. Yeah, because too much in relationship 진짜 만나봐야 알아.
그러니까요.
진짜
오빠는
미리 어떻게
이
안 돼.
scenario에서 do you even have the first sentence? Like someone you met recently catches your attention.
Catch my
일단 그게
attention.
있어야지
그러니까.
angel devil 말을
맞아.
듣던지 하지.
팩포크트.
그런 것도 없기 때문에.
Anyhow.
KO. Let's move on to Hyorin then.
Okay, so on the surface, Hyorin's attitude can seem like it goes against the usual ESFP personality. And as I told you guys, I actually, for a reason, didn't tell you guys what the usual ESFP person might be like because it's actually very different from what Hyorin is.
Oh, what is it?
So ESFPs, because they have that P in them, the perceiving,
Uh-huh.
P's are usually like the 무계획, you know, they just kind of go with their
No
intuition.
plan.
Yeah, and they're actually ESFPs are often described as spontaneous, they're resourceful, and they also like to be the center of attention. That's why they're often described as the entertainers. And so the thing about ESFPs, they're very driven by having fun. And like living life to the fullest. So it might be surprising that Hyorin is, you know, this like 신중한 type that wants to think about the things through. And I was trying to make the match between, okay, then why is Hyorin like this when she's also a self-proclaimed ESFP. She's like, 전 ESFP예요.
Right.
And so I thought this may offer an explanation, and it goes, ESFPs greatly fear losing their freedom or being trapped in a mundane existence. They want to know they can change their mind if a decision leads in the wrong direction, and they want to know they have plenty of options and opportunities. So after reading this in my research, I thought, so maybe Hyorin imagining breaking up and having in mind that breaking up is always an option is her
Right.
way of reminding herself that there's always a way out. She's not like trapped in that. And that's why she likes to think of like, so she said, say in the video, it's because I don't want to get hurt. But I think in the back of it, maybe there is a layer of her just being like, oh, I do have a plan of getting out. Like there is a way out.
한가의
If, like,
구멍을
yeah, I'm
항상
not trapped in
찾는구나.
this
But I
relationship.
kind of agree with her because sometimes to me when I think about marriage, it's like a how do you say? It's like a slavery contract to me. That's why I'm not yet into marriage these days. Not unless you really love someone and you're supposed to be like, oh, I love this person so much. I want to spend the rest of my life with the person. For me now, it's more like, you are gonna get tied not with this person
Oh
forever.
wait, but
이런
it's
거.
not just from your side of the story. Like, look at the other way around. The other person might think the same way.
그래서 요즘 이혼주의 많나 봐. Right? Nowadays, a lot of people actually
So the
don't want
point
to
is,
get married.
unless you're totally satisfied with the relationship, don't ever get married to someone.
그래서 listen to the angel, go ahead, date first, and then make to that process on thinking whether you want to get married or not. 완벽해.
그러게요.
하지만 만날 사람 없네.
언젠간 생길 겁니다.
So I did want to remind you guys that today's case is an example that, you know, MBTIs don't mean everyone in this world fits into
Right.
16 different cookie cutters, which are,
그러니까요.
you know, there are 16 MBTIs. So there's a lot that goes into the makeup of a person. There are several layers. So we got to consider all of that, especially when it comes to people like Hyun.
맞습니다. Even me
좋습니다.
and Sam, a disclaimer, we are both ENFJ, but we're so different, right?
맞아요.
With our
아주
own
달라요.
thinking.
So
That's
just
why
keep this as a reference when
맞아요.
you study your favorite idols.
it's just
Yes,
an infotainment for everybody.
맞습니다. Anyway, guys, stay tuned. We're going to be back after a short song break. This is The Boys with Thrill Ride. Kride.
What a thrill ride for K-Ride.
Yeah.
So we're back with KBTI Santa here with Michelle, and today we're talking all about ESFP type. And what are we going to get to? Are we going to go into some pop culture figures?
Yeah.
I'm curious. Celebrity type I'm sure there should be a lot, right?
Yeah, I actually found a few that I wanted to talk about today that I found among the fictional characters that are ESFPs. And please excuse me while I clear my throat one time.
1, 2, 3, let's go. Okay.
Thank you.
Who's the first person?
The first person that caught my attention was Jack Dawson. And I wish I didn't write the movie that he's from next to his name because I wanted to ask you if you guys know.
Who's Jack Dawson?
I did not know until I saw it.
Oh, no, wait.
Is he the main character?
Jack.
Sounds like a horror film to me.
No, it's a
Well,
lot.
it was a horror story in real life.
Okay.
So, if you guys can guess who Jack
Jack Dawson.
맞아요.
I did not know
can you guys
Dawson.
guess what movie he's from?
I know which movie it is.
So, from our listeners too, if you guys can guess.
Right, but tell us though,
movie
why
he's from, let us know.
is he a ESFP though?
So with Jack, I just mentioned his name. I know him in real life.
I know.
But I watched the movie so many times. Anyhow, with Jack, I wanted to focus on his sensing, like the S in his type, because when you're an S, you're very like in tune with your surroundings and what's like tangibly around you in the moment. So it really fits with the ESFP where you're living in the moment, in the present. Whereas Ns are like off in their heads, you know? S's are very much like present. And that's why when you hang out with ESFPs, they're like very engaged in what you're talking about in the conversation. Whereas like a lot of Ns, the three of us sitting in the studio, we're kind of like, we're in talking, but then we have something going on in our heads too,
그거
right?
맞는데,
Yeah,
really?
so S들은 되게 그냥 없어요, 그런 게. 되게 they're just focused on the conversation. So Jack is really like that because you see in the scenes where he's like dancing or doing his work on the ship, you can tell that he's very focused. And so that was a hint. He draws in the movie and dances in the
Oh
movie.
yeah, if you know, there's actually 3 VCD, and the second VCD you see him drawing.
저도 VCR로 봤어요.
VCD, there's like 3 VCD.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. And he's quite a romantic, which is also another character trait of ESFPs. And then he's very much about like sake of being happy and in the moment. And his whole narrative, he kind of goes with his gut. Like he wasn't even meant to get on that ship, but then he got on the ship. So
Really?
yeah. So moving on, if you guys can guess who Jack Dawson is, what movies he's from.
Guys,
let
I
us
correct
know.
myself. Okay, please, if you're underage, don't watch the second VCD yet, okay? It's a naked drawing, by the way. Oh, 진짜.
Okay, so yeah, that was one. And then after that film reference, I wanted to talk about a really, really famous drama series, which is Friends, right?
Oh man, it became so famous. That's it, famous because of Rapmon,
Why?
right? He say he learned English through Friends, right?
Wow.
Did you guys ever watch Friends?
No, never.
Like, it was a huge trend while I was growing up. I don't know why everyone was like, oh yeah, I spent so many hours last night watching Friends. And I was like, so I tried watching it, but as with a lot of American series like The Office, I just can't
I
get
like The
past like the
Office.
first few episodes. I'm like,
Okay.
I don't get it.
Friends, I
Like,
did not get it,
Okay.
and Big Bang Theory, I did not understand at all. I was like, that's too much science going on.
Right.
I only like Modern Family. Do you
Oh,
watch
okay.
any sitcoms? No.
I watch a lot of like those criminal investigation series.
Oh, CSI 같은
Yeah.
거 재밌어.
And yeah, we're getting back to Friends. Actually, two of the main characters are prime ESFPs. They're Rachel Green and Joy Tribbiani. And so first I want to talk about Rachel. She's actually a very well-balanced ESFP in that she is a social butterfly and she loves like just very little things that you can enjoy in your everyday life, like sitting in the park, chatting with your friends. But then she's also bold, which with ESFPs, like again, I told you, they're very much maximizing their life and doing what they want to do. So if that means they have to be bold in what they like in expressing themselves, they will do it. And that's what Rachel Green is like. And Joey is kind of similar, but then he's a little childlike. I was trying to put that in a nicer
Childish?
way, but he's kind of childish. He's like the childish version of Rachel. So those are the two characters. And there are some guesses from our listeners that got it right.
All right, we were asking who Jack Dawson is. Kitty girl actually say.
Jack from Titanic?
And 8409 say Titanic, my all-time favorite. Really? 8409님, which part do you like the most? Do you like the second VCD part? Or do you like the ending? Or...
너무 답정너다 정말로.
Right? Let us know which scene do you like. Did you watch it in DVD or VCD?
What's the difference?
The
my
video.
God.
The video
So?
or DVD.
Yeah.
DVD.
Well, because the
VCD.
video, the long's too long. I mean, the movie's too long, so it's divided into two
맞아요.
tapes.
Yeah, so?
So,
Video? You watch it in videotape?
yeah.
Wow, VHS.
I had the two like blue set.
Whoa.
I mean,
진짜
it's just,
옛날
it's just a
사람이다.
different way of watching a movie. So.
But it's a different experience.
Okay.
근데 VCD는 되게 길었어. Normally, like movies are only 2 CDs, but Titanic is 3. And yes, you guys are correct. It is indeed Titanic.
Dun-da-da-da.
And I still don't understand because people actually saw the last part. Jack was actually supposed to be enough to fit on that wooden thing
Yeah, it's
Rose is
very,
on,
very
right?
big.
But why didn't he get on to
Because
them?
he has an ESFP and he doesn't think about the future.
Okay.
Just kidding. Anyway.
That was actually a good point.
Right? That's why. He's just like, it's okay, just save Rose for now. Then
Yeah.
길게 봐야지, 바보야.
Yep. So yeah,
Alright.
those are some characters that you can keep as your reference points for ESFPs in pop culture.
Interesting. Finally, the first time we actually went for ESFP.
Yeah.
It's interesting to know about this one. Everybody share with us. And Michelle, good luck with your exam later.
Thank you. Oh, also, if you like ESFPs, you can see another ESFP on Saturday.
Ooh.
Because TJ is an
Oh my goodness. We're going to have this announcement very soon, everybody. So stay tuned. Thank you for joining us, Michelle. I'm going to say goodbye to you with this song by N Mix.
ESFP. Ooh,
This is
it?
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
yay! Okay,
See
bye.
you.